Hello everyone and welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to continue our theme of looking at traditional origami, and we're going to make a little hat that's sometimes referred to as a carpenter's hat. This is a really fun and easy way to make a box too. You can look at it in that sense as well. So just an easy way to make a fun little box. This project does start off with a square piece of paper. And I'll let you guys know the dimensions when we're finished, so you'll know if you're making it for a particular purpose. You'll know the ways to do things. We're going to start here with our paper, and I want to make sure that I start with my color side facing down. And we're going to go ahead and put some basic creases in the paper here. Make some diagonal creases. Then I'm also going to go ahead and fold each of these four corners into the center. So once you've gotten all four corners, open it up for a second. We're going to take each of these four corners and fold them up to the crease we just made. So we're just essentially putting a nice little crease right through the center of these sides. And we're just going to go around and do this for all four sides, just bringing each of these up. Try to make sure you get that center line lined up. Good. The crease. My paper trying to fly away from me. Sorry. And the last one here. So I've got all these creases now folded onto my paper. And the next thing that I want to do, if I look at it like a square, is I'm going to put a little crease that runs right what is through the center, but I don't want it to go through this middle square if I can help it. That just tends to make things look cooler. It's not that big a deal if you just want to fold it in half, but what you can do is just start folding it here, match up those top corner, hold on to that, and then put the pressure straight across until you just get to that first little triangle here, and you're just creating the edge of that. And that should give you that crease then right in the middle of that top diamond. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side too. You might wind up getting a faint little crease in the middle, that's fine. But if you can avoid it, it makes it look a little cooler. So we'll just get this part folded over. And then I can do the same thing on the other two sides by just turning around and doing it here too. So you should get four of these little creases going. To get four of those points creased. Now this part down here then is going to serve as the base of our box, and you can imagine we're just going to be pulling up these walls to create the box or the hat. Now if I just start on one of these corners, we just fold in half here. I've got the nice square base down at the bottom, and I've got this little bit here that's going to make a triangular flap, and I'm just going to choose to fold this one in here on the side. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one too, so you can just push up and find that little triangular section. And this time I'm going to fold towards the crease I just made. So I get two of those sides folded in nice where they match up on the side. And then I'm just going to turn it around and do the same thing on the other side so that I can get these creases to meet, these little edges to meet in the center. So I get that pinched up, and then just make sure that both of these sides fold towards the center. And you know, some of the creases are already going the right way, the other two you need to reverse as you fold this in, but you should be able to get these guys folded in to make what's starting to look like a box. Now I'm going to take the part where those flaps are here, and we're going to take the flap that you see on the inside, and I'm going to tuck it down and in. So if I take what I've got here and just push down, and you want to include that layer, make sure you guys can see, want to include that little layer of the white triangle that's there from before, and get that part to be included with it, and just push all the way down into the corners, and you kind of start to create a faint crease in the middle, in the bottom there if you want to there, to get all that down. And I'll do the same thing on this side too, so I'm just kind of folding down. This can be a little tricky to get used to, but you want to try to pinch with both of your fingers down there and get that part to pop down. So we've got two sides of our boxes already designed. And then I'm just going to do these last sides by just folding them down and in. It kind of helps to pull apart on the sides, push this part down. That part goes down easily. And then just get it all pulled down enough so that you can get the side to come down too. And then from there you can make creases stronger, get everything really sharp into the edge, kind of pinch on the side if you want to really get that part defined. And then on this side too, I'm just going to go ahead and fold down. So what you wind up getting is something that looks like this, a really simple box. And then like I said, you can go ahead and just make sure as you go around that you've got a good defined edge to everything on the sides. If you want, you can also kind of really crease off these bottom parts of the box to keep everything really smooth. Generally, the box shape does stay pretty good, and the flaps do kind of stay kind of tucked into each other. If you find that these keep popping out or kind of shifting around and being awkward, you can just put a tab of glue on each of those four parts to keep them down where you want them to be to stay secured. But that gives you basically a hat if you put it on like this, or a box. Either way you can look at it. It's a pretty adjustable piece that I found that with a little bit of smushing, if you make the top and the bottom exactly the same, you can make a lid too. Or you can use a piece of paper that's just a tad bit smaller. You don't really need that much, like literally a millimeter is enough to make a difference to make a lid. But that kind of gives you your finished little carpenter's hat or a box. Now the dimensions for this, with the way that I folded things, was it's about 5.2 centimeters. 5 centimeters probably really. So 5 centimeters squared, and then the depth is about 2.5. So kind of a cute little way to make a box or a hat, depending on how you use it. But that is our finished project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.